Guys, today is all about long division. So let's go ahead, figure it out. Long division. It has a little bit of a tricky process, but today we're going to go through it. You may have seen this before, but it has a 4 kind of step flow chart for how to solve a long division problem. Step 1, divide. Step 2, multiply. The third step is to subtract. And the fourth step, let's apply this to an example. Let's say we have 2 going into 348. What's the first step? The first step is to divide. So we're going to be putting 2 into 3. And how many times does 2 go into 3? This might be a little bit intuitive, but only once. So our first step here was to divide 2 into 3, and we saw that it goes in once. Now the second step here is to multiply this 1 by this 2 to figure out what we're going to have here. So we multiply and then we subtract 1 times 2, which is 2, to get our remainder of 1 there, and then we bring down the 4. Now, ignore this part, because this is the next step. How many times does this 2 now go into this 14? 2 times what makes 14? Well, 2 times 7 makes 14. And then we multiply this 7 here by this 2. That gives us 14 to subtract off there. And that gives us no remainders there. Now we're going to bring down this 8. Again, we're just going to ignore what we've done here. How many times does 2 go into 8? 4 times. You multiply this 4 by this 2. That gives us 8. No remainders there. So we saw doing this long division, it's like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Ignore what you just did and do it for the next step. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, and go through it again. So let's have a look at another example. Let's go something like 4 being divided into 652. The first question is, well, how many times does 4 go into this 6? And I'd say it goes in once, because 1 times 4 is going to give us 4, giving the remainder of 2 there, bringing down the 5. Now a few kids get a little stuck here, and this is my trick. Ignore this stuff. Focus on the new thing that you have to divide through. How many times does 4 go into 25? Let's just stop and have a think here. Well, we know we go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. That'd be going a bit too high. So, well, 24 was our cutoff there. 4 times what makes 24? And that'll be 6. So then 6 times this 4 here gives us 24 with a remainder of 1. Bring this 2 down here. 12 left there. Again, ignore what we've just done here. Focus on what we need to divide through by now. How many times does 4 go into 12? And I'd say, well, 4 times 3 makes 12, so it goes in 3 times. And then that 3 times that 4, you subtract it off. No remainders there. So now let's look at something that might be a little bit more tricky. Let's see if we can put 7 into 637. Well, let's look at how we do this first step. How many times does 7 go into 6? It doesn't. So what do? 7 can't go into that 6. Well, I'd suggest let's extend it to this next number here. How many times does 7 go into 63? And go, have a think about it. Well, I think 7 times 9 makes 63, so it goes in 9 times. And I put that 9 in the tens column there, because it wasn't evaluated by 6, it was evaluated by 63, which goes in this column here. And then 9 times 7 is going to give you 63. Take that off. Remainder of 0. Bring down the 7. Same step here. Ignore what we've just done here and focus on our new thing to divide through. How many times does 7 go into 7? Just goes in once. So our answer there is 91 with no remainders.